Hey guys, and welcome to a new Betwixt the Books episode. Today, Gretchen and I are going to be discussing some of the books that are going to be coming out in the first half of 2018 that we are excited about. This was a little bit easier for her to choose than it was for me, as I don't follow authors in the same way, and I don't usually read series. I'm much more of a novel type reader, which meant that I had to rack my brain for some good ones, but there are some that are coming out that are going to be good, and we're going to be talking about that now.
My first pick is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the third book in the Illumini series. Illumini, if you don't know, was my top book of 2017, and while I haven't gotten around to reading Gemini yet, which is the second book, I know that it's going to be awesome just because of the way the book looks. Seriously, if you haven't seen the inside of this book, go to a bookstore, look online. I don't care what you do. Go, I think I showed in my review as well, my top 5 books of 2017. Just go. Just look at it. It's beautiful. It's like the most interesting thing that you're ever going to have read. But anyways, I'm really excited for the third book. It's out March 13th, and I already have that pre-ordered at my store. So I'm really excited.
My first pick is from an author that I follow, and there are very few of those, like I mentioned earlier, but it's Serpentine by Laurel K. Hamilton. Folks who have been following us for a while know that I've been a fan of the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series since I was in high school, and there's like 25 of those now. The new one's coming out this summer. And I've picked up all of them as they've come out, so it wasn't really a question for me of whether or not I was going to be grabbing it. She did not have one last year, and she's one of those authors that usually has one coming out every year like clockwork. And I think part of that was that she got a new editor, because her editor retired that she had been working with for the last 30 years or so. And the last book that came out was not my favorite. I read it last year and was kind of like, oof, ow, that was a bit bad. And it was the first book with this new editor. So I think they were taking the time to make sure this one's a little bit better and figure out the work rhythm and things like that.
Did you think I could get through one of these videos without mentioning one of the 2 books that Sarah J. Maas has coming out this year? Because no. In May, actually on May 1st, Sarah J. Maas has a novella coming out called The Court of Frost and Starlight. This is a book set directly after the events of the final court book. So I'm not going to talk too much about what that is in case you haven't read the series yet. But the way that the book is blurbed makes it sound like that perfect, happy-ish ending, what happens after book that you always want when a series ends. And of course she is going to be writing more books in the court series, and hopefully this will start to set up some of those books as well. So even though it's really small, it's this perfect what's happening now plus what's going to happen in these new books kind of a ending beginning mush bit. So I'm really excited. I love this series a lot, and yeah, I'm excited.
Speaking of fangirling, if you watched my video from Monday, then you will know what I am about to say, and that is the Adventure Zone graphic novel is coming out in July, and oh boy am I excited, guys. Some of you may not have seen that, and in which case I implore you to go watch that video, because I discuss what I love about a podcast that might not necessarily be bookish, but in my opinion is one of the best creative projects out there at the moment, and it's collaborative storytelling through role-playing Dungeons & Dragons, and they're adapting the first arc of that podcast into a graphic novel that's coming out in July, and of course I pre-ordered that shit as soon as I found out about it.
The third book on my list is not a series that I've already read some of. In fact, this is a new book that I've not only seen a bunch of places I've been really interested in, but there was apparently a free copy on NetGalley that one of my coworkers got, and she was like, listen, this is a book for you. And this book is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. It's a fantasy teen book, and it's told from 2 perspectives who are also in 2 different time periods. The first main character, her name is Riel, I believe is how you say it, and she has all 7 types of elemental magic, which supposedly makes her this mythical sun queen. And she has to pass trials to prove that she actually is this savior of humanity. But this is interwoven with a story set in the same world, but far into the future. And the other character, her name is Eliana, and she is a bounty hunter, and she's been listening to like the myths of this like Sun Queen who existed all this time ago. And it's assassins, it's magic, it's really strong female characters supposedly. And so when I was told that, like, listen, this is the book you have to read to fill the throne of glass size hole in your heart, I was like, okay, I'm sold. And the cover is gorgeous, the blurb is gorgeous, and I have personal recommendation that I'm going to love it. So I haven't pre-ordered this one, which I have with the other two, but I'm definitely interested in it. So fingers crossed that it's as good as people say that it is.
My last pick's a bit of a surprising one. It is a sequel to a book that I've already read this year. I picked it up off of a recommendation from a booktube channel that I am not remembering right now, and if I remember who talked about it, I will definitely link them down below in the description, especially to that video, because it made me want to go out and buy it immediately. And that was a self-published book called Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe. According to his blog, the sequel will be up at some point this spring. He's written it, it's currently being read by beta readers, and then he's going to edit it and self-publish it. So it's got a little bit of a faster schedule than a traditional published book would have because of that. And I enjoyed the first one enough that I was intrigued enough to do the research to figure out whether or not he had another book in the series coming out soon-ish. And it is this spring, so I will definitely be picking that guy up. I might do a review of Sufficiently Advanced Magic at some point in the future when I, get to it. There's just lots of things to do always, and that's just the case always. But I'm going to read the second one, so then maybe I'll talk about them both, or I'll just talk about the first. We don't know. Who knows? What?
So while there are plenty of other books that we are both excited to read this year, that is kind of our top-ish 3. Please tell us down below in the comments what books you are excited for this year, because there are so many books and there's no way that we can keep track of them all, and we're always looking for something new that we've missed. So please tell us what you're excited for, if you're also excited for these things, if we've told you about a book that you didn't know was coming out and you're excited for. But mostly, tell us about other books, because we already have more reading than we could possibly ever do in our lifetimes. We need more. We need more books. So talk to us down in the comments. We'll chat with you. And we will see you next week. Don't forget, at the end of February, the Bibliomancy for Beginners is live streaming our February episode on The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So look forward to that. Read the book if you haven't already, and join us for the discussion. Thanks, guys. Bye.